This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. You must be 18 or older to listen and or subscribe. Anything we say should not be used to diagnose or treat any medical or psychiatric condition. Do not use anything heard on this podcast as a replacement for professional help or an attempt to diagnose yourself or anyone else. We are not licensed professionals. We are not here to treat you. Any similarities to any persons alive or deceased are purely coincidental. We will not be held responsible for any actions taken as a result of anything heard on this platform. Hello, kinky campers. It's El Comodone here. Just dropping in to tell you that we are on a little break and wanted to give you something while we're away. So we went back into the past in this episode, and we're going to go into the history of all of us, but mostly focusing on Dame in this episode. So you'll get a little background of how he even started in the BDSM lifestyle and, well, just I'm going to say porn. But going through puberty in general and finding our sexuality. So take a little stroll back with us, and then we'll be back to regular episodes here in a few weeks or maybe a month. But hopefully you enjoy.
Huh?
But do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know?
I did not know that you were part Spanish.
Yeah. Filipino.
I knew the Filipino.
They're a little
part,
bit Spanish.
They're
but I didn't know
Spanish.
the little bit.
Yeah.
Spanish.
My cousins, you know what their last name is?
Mm-mm.
Oh, shit. I can't say.
No. Oh, are you
It's let's
recording?
say it's like
Recording, yeah.
Rodriguez or something. It's a Spanish name.
It's Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. It's Rodriguez.
It's basically like that.
Yeah.
We can't say it.
I
yeah.
literally met
But
some
it's like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 I
They have
met
Spanish names.
some Rodriguez's when I was there, actually.
Yeah.
That's not their name, but you're Rodriguez.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's like I'm technically a mutt because on my dad's side, I'm Italian Sicilian, but the Sicilian is actually split with Syrian in it.
Ooh, that's cool.
And
That's
then
how you get your fair skin.
Wow.
So I have Syrian and
That's
tan-
rad.
You tan
Into
so
that.
nicely.
And then on my mom's side, I'm Scotch, Irish, and Indian. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually like 7th or 8th generation Florida cracker.
That's cool too. Big fan of Florida crackers.
Yeah.
I'll take
I
your
don't
word
know
for
why.
it.
Yeah.
I like that. You always had an interesting look to me, and I couldn't pinpoint it. I was like, it can't just be like regular
Mutt.
old Anglo-Saxon.
No,
There's
it's
a little
mutt.
more in there.
No, it's the
You weren't paying-
Italian Sicilian with the Syrian.
There
mixed
seemed
in.
more of that. Yeah.
You weren't paying for spray tans?
No.
Oh,
I've never
I thought you were
paid
paying
for
spray
I
tan.
actually paid for a spray tan once.
Why?
Spray tan.
like
Why?
you go outside
Because
for
it was
20 minutes.
winter and I was living in Alabama and there was no sun.
In
Alabama.
Alabama?
Fucking Bama.
Is that the North Bama or
I
South
lived in
Bama?
North Bama.
And there's
like
no
in-
sun up there?
Well, not in the winter.
Really?
Fucking cold.
It
I mean, there
smells-
might be, but you don't go investigate
Listen,
it.
I'm from the
It's-
North, okay? We
He knows
don't,
cold.
Yeah.
I know cold. I know cold.
North
I lived in
Alabama.
Texas and I lived in Germany. I know cold.
What the
Okay,
Texas isn't
Germany
cold?
can be pretty cold.
Germany's cold. I've
Dude,
heard
I
there's
moved to
snows
Germany.
there.
I moved to Germany the last week of December. I didn't even think
For how
Europe. I lived there until July of the next year.
So
you-
one winter.
Not
I lived through one winter. Really? Because you're going to regret that.
Yeah, it's true.
You are.
you one
Okay,
winter.
are we allowed to talk
Other
about
than
where
there
you're
for like
actually from?
Do you
29
want
years.
to know the real reason why I only spent one winter there? Because if like we're learning about me.
Oh wait.
Oh, we gotta go
Oh,
back
I know
up.
why.
Yeah.
I think we all know why now.
Oh crap!
Exactly. So
Oh,
again,
Don't fuck with this.
yeah.
So were you supposed to stay
do
there
you really
longer?
want to go there? I was supposed to be there for 4 years.
Okay.
That's still
Anyway,
not any
do we
good.
want to?
No, we're gonna talk about this
I'm
now.
doing the horse thing
We're
with my
gonna
mouth
do the
now.
thing. Yeah, we're doing the horse thing.
We're about to get real serious.
We're about to become mouth
Okay.
breathers.
Put a pin on that.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, but had it been 4 years,
Yes.
still ain't shit.
Okay, here's why though. Where are you? What name are we doing?
El Comidor.
El Comit. Whatever.
Wait,
Yeah.
we haven't even done the introduction yet.
All right, we haven't done
We gotta back
introductions
up.
yet.
Okay, so we're gonna put a pin in that. You're gonna tell
Okay.
the whole story.
The whole.
And
in
then
a
everybody-
minute.
But I just want to say 4 years, 29 years.
In the freezing cold. Like we're gonna find out where he's from
Yeah.
in a second.
Okay.
Because he's actually from
After
somewhere fucking
and-
freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Born in the Philippines, not really from the
exactly,
Philippines.
I'm cold blooded. I'm not supposed to be up there in the fucking snow.
Look at him.
Supposed to be
He's
up
not
there.
supposed to be in the
Yeah.
cold.
I remember it was 110.
Have you seen him?
That's why he's such a big baby.
Exactly. It
He
was
hates the cold.
110 below zero. No, wait.
10 below.
No, it was colder than 10 below.
I've technically
Put
been
your face to your mic.
I've been in
I'm
like
thinking.
60 below.
That's
I
kind
think
of where
60
this
below.
goes.
I've been in it,
Yeah.
but I didn't live in it.
Oh God, that's the worst. Just God, fucking.
Say the state.
When it's illegal to be outside,
Say the state.
it's driving.
Say
It's
the
illegal.
state.
You will get arrested for driving outside. That's how bad the weather
Say
is.
it.
Really?
Montana.
Montana.
Really?
Yes, for 10 years.
Never been in Montana.
Yeah, you don't want to go.
I've been to Alaska.
Why
That'd
would
be
you do that on
rad.
purpose? It's
But yes,
horrible.
it was on purpose, but I didn't live
What
there.
month was it?
December.
And
Why
then
would you
Ohio.
do that?
Oh.
That's not the coldest
I would
month,
go.
but still, that
It's
still
not,
sucks.
but it still sucks.
It's,
yeah.
but
I'm-
it was still cold.
Why would
For a
you-
girl that was born and raised in Florida,
Yeah,
that was
why
cold.
would you do that?
Family.
family.
There ain't no family.
Fuck them.
There's no way. Especially December. I would maybe go there for like a week in June. End of
I've
June.
been there too. No, you don't, because the mosquitoes will actually fly away with you. It's
Yes.
not a. It's the seriously the mosquito is the state
Like Florida
bird.
mosquitoes?
I would
No.
die.
No, they're
I
bigger?
would
They're
die.
huge.
That sucks.
I would
Yeah.
die. Yeah, I would die.
Yeah,
I was
It is-
born
I hate cold.
around.
they call them the state bird.
That's what we say
That's
about
gross.
Florida, though.
No, worse.
Can we talk about what state we're in?
We're in Florida.
Oh yeah, we're in
Okay, we
Florida.
can talk about we're in
Yeah,
Florida.
We're in Florida.
All right.
We can say we're from Antarctica with everybody else.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're from
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
The 20 and
Yes.
30-year-olds that are on OnlyFans, they're all from Antarctica.
I was born during a blizzard
Really?
in Northeast Ohio,
Wow.
in the snow belt, where the average snowfall is 110
But then you moved.
inches.
Then you moved.
Yeah, I was 7 when I moved
Yeah.
down to nice warm
Yeah,
Florida.
Nothing.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. 20
Whatever.
20
I
years.
still remember. We had a tunnel out of our door. There's snow up to the gutters.
Tried driving in that bullshit.
I did not have to
Evidently,
drive.
it was
in that.
illegal to, so you weren't supposed to be.
Mhm.
No, it by the time it got illegal, I'd already slid in like 2 ditches.
Whoops.
It's like-
There he
it's
goes.
like-
Oh, there he goes.
I slid, yeah, exactly. I slid into the ditch, and then the next day, we're like, "Oh, it's illegal to drive." It's like, you could have told me a day earlier. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. That's
Stories about my-
bullshit.
Parents sliding in the snow, and I'm
Okay.
like,
Okay, so official.
Oh,
you know,
official.
Intro?
we're gonna do the intro in the beginning now, and
introductions.
and then we're gonna talk about your story after we introduce you. But
Okay.
we're sticking with the name
There's not enough
because
wine.
there's no specific name
No.
podcast that's come out before this. So,
It's like the No Name Bar. It's the No Name
It's
podcast.
the no. You know the No Name Bar down in Key
Yeah.
West. There's No Name Bar.
but we
There's-
have a
Oh, it's
name.
in Big Pine.
we do have a name. No
Yeah.
Name.
We'll call it No Name.
What?
Oh, we have the name. We're gonna say No Name for right
I
now.
always wanted.
Yeah.
There's a TV show that I used to watch. A very very geeky, nerdy TV show, and they had the best bar name.
What was it?
I can't remember. I'll look it up.
Anyway, we'll go by
'Cause
No
I was
Name
just
Bar.
thinking about
Yeah.
it, and I was
No
like,
name.
No Name.
the
Cheers.
Cheers.
it was like the Get Want or something like that. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Get it if you want it.
No, you come get what you want.
Come get what you want.
Yeah.
The get want.
There you
Need
go.
not. Need not.
The need not. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Need not. I'll look it up. I remember
Okay.
the TV show. Okay, so officially the
It could be Need Not, like KNOT.
3
Oh, I like that.
Uh-huh.
I'm writing that down.
need not.
Need Not. Get
Don't you
KNOT.
don't you need to come up with the name for your thing?
For my thing.
The
I have a
one-
thing.
the monthly thing that we're doing?
Well, yeah, we need a name for that. Oh, I thought that's what this was.
No, your
This
thing.
is different.
Your thing.
We need a code name.
At the
No,
club?
no, no.
At the club?
Don't you?
Oh, yeah, the fetish.
yeah. Don't
The
you want
fetish night.
Yeah, you got to come up with a name for that, don't you?
A code name? No, I don't have to come up with it. He's already got a name for it.
Oh, he's got a name for it?
Yeah, it's official.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the name of the bar, though.
No.
It's the
that's
actual
just
name of the thing.
that's just the venue it's hosting it.
Right, but he came up with a
Can
name.
we call
for the
him
specific thing.
Weed?
Weed. Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Weed.
I feel like everybody already knows.
You
I don't
already
give a
know.
shit. Well, there's nothing. Hey, there's not gonna be anything bad to say.
So we
Fine.
came with an
Or
actual
call him
name.
call him Jesus.
Okay. Wow.
Stoned Jesus.
So I
Hi,
didn't know he actually
Jesus.
came with a name. Now I want to hear a name, but we got to do that afterwards. Okay. So
The
official
Weed
starts.
Jesus. Weed Jesus.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys,
Hi.
do you know why dolphins like salt water?
How come?
Why?
Because pepper water makes them sneeze.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my mic smells like spit.
I like the fact that
Should
you
put a
haven't
guard
heard
on
that.
that? No.
Hey,
It stinks.
hey guys, Do you know why thermometers go to school?
They stay out of people's asses.
No. What the fuck?
Exactly.
That's all you get for that. They go to school because they want to earn their degrees.
Whatever.
Where's that button?
There
you go.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
Welcome, everybody. This is the official... Ooh, we're going to put official on there.
Official.
That'll make it really official.
Yeah,
The
it does.
official Kinky
If you
and
use the
Geeky.
word.
Yes. We are the official Kinky and Geeky podcast. And I am El Comedon. That is my name, El Comedon. And to my left is...
Linux.
She's sticking with the name. Got it.
Sticking with it.
And introducing, even though she was here before, I don't even know what order. This could actually be first, and the other one could be second.
I think
could
this is
be.
first.
I could just
Yeah.
fuck with people.
Yep.
There you go.
Introducing to my right, this is
Dame.
Dame. And Dame has a special episode just for themselves. I'm just calling it everybody's a they.
Everybody's a they.
Everybody's
A they.
Yep.
Everybody's a they. We're going to do that today. We're going to hear all about it. We were talking earlier. You caught a little bit of horror stories, is what I like to call them. If
Ouch.
anybody likes to be
Wow.
in snow,
Oh, yeah, that's a horror story.
you are an insane person,
Yeah.
and that is bullshit.
I want to talk
Yeah.
about our little shtick. We've got the little... I have it in quotes here, and I wrote things down, and I feel very serious about it. Where we talk shit about shit we want to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
But only with people who are 18 and over, because this is
Oh,
an adult
Yes.
content.
Adult content
podcast.
podcast.
yes. We fuck shit in...
This is a
people's fuck
kinky
shits.
adult podcast where if you are not 18 right now, at this point is probably where you should stop listening.
18 and up
We'll put it
only.
in there. 18 and
Yes.
up only?
If you're
Okay.
not...
I know nothing about disclaimers.
If it ain't your birthday, shut this off.
Do you
Don't ask
realize
your mommy
there's-
and daddy.
This is
Because we're going to talk about mommies and daddies.
This is another horror story. You can call me daddy.
No.
This is another horror
He
story.
did daddy with me like all day today, and I'm like,
Really?
excuse me? Yeah. It's fucking weird.
That is weird.
It's
I'm not
fucking
calling you that.
No.
That's fine. That's cool too. I'm El Comedon.
Comedon.
You must call me that.
Like Comedone? Wait, with an N?
Comedon. Yes.
Comedone?
Dude, that's
Like
like,
an N on it?
Comedone, like
you
a zit.
You heard it.
Comedone
I
is a
played it
zit.
I
out
heard
loud.
commode.
I did too. Comedone is a zit. It's a pimple.
Are y'all
A
not getting
comedone.
the accent from my Google text to speak app?
Awful.
Yeah.
So that'll be another
said it with
name
an
next podcast.
That's right.
Anyway.
Comedon.
Should I be Lady Linux?
What were you talking about?
Ooh.
So when I
Okay.
introduce it, I'm like Lady Linux.
Okay,
And I can
disclaimer.
just go by Lynn or L.
Should be
Linux.
18 to listen to this because we
Yes.
fuck shit in people's fuck shit consensually.
We talk shit about
Consensually.
yes,
Consensually.
consensually.
And we talk shit about what shit?
Where we talk shit about shit we want to talk about.
That'll be yours. You get to do that.
You can do that.
You
That's
know,
fine.
I gave that to you. You're
I like
welcome. Okay. So,
Ugh, God.
Dame,
Yeah,
you have
Dame.
a story to tell.
I do.
You were telling a story, and then we
We're
need
gonna
to go
get
back
serious,
now.
aren't we?
No, we're not.
It's gonna be quick. Okay.
We're not going to get serious.
All right.
Good, because I like to talk shit.
So, real quick,
That's why we're here.
we talked about we were living in cold environments and cold states, and we were making fun of each other. For
Are you trying
who
to
lived-
depress me?
No, who lived in the cold states the longest and whatever. Brought up Germany, and Dame said, "Oh, I lived there for one winter." And then-
No. We're going back farther than that. You don't need to recap. We're
Oh.
going back farther.
Oh, we're going. I didn't know we were going back farther. All right, go
How
back
far
farther.
back are we going?
Let's start with your PGP. What were you?
The fuck is
What
that?
is a PGP?
Preferred gender pronoun.
Oh,
my
she,
God.
her.
Yeah.
I go by
You're welcome.
she, her.
She, her.
Wow.
Were you
Yes.
were you genetically born a she, her?
I was born a she, her, and
Okay.
I have stayed a she, her.
You stayed a she, her.
Yes. I've
Same.
done
GP.
I've done a few she, hers too, actually.
I dig
Ooh,
that.
you need to
Yeah.
Tell that story.
That's hot.
So yes.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes.
we have a whole. I think we burned through. Yeah, we got a whole 18 minutes
Oh my god.
for you to wrap up your life story,
My life story.
all in 18 minutes.
My kinky life story?
I
Well,
guess.
that started when I was 18.
Yeah, let's get specific. Let's keep it with
Yeah.
that.
No, you can talk about whatever you want.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I
Yeah.
started
Hey,
when
you
I
can't
was
steal that.
I know, we're not.
18. I was dating this guy loosely. I was fucking this guy, and we went to dinner.
Yes,
So
please tell us. This is
We'll
great
call
for
it-
our demisexual ears. We're demisexual, by the way.
we'll call it. Well, I am not. We will call it dating for that sake, because at the time that's what I thought we were doing. And so we're in his room one time, and we were about to fuck, and he looks at me and he's like, "Can I tie you up? Can I tie your hands up?" And he had a hard point in his ceiling.
What the fuck?
What I now know is I just thought it was a weird plant hook that was in an odd place in his ceiling.
That's what I tell my family too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with no plant,
Yeah.
mind you,
Yep.
anywhere in the room. So it wasn't even like it just came down from the
Out for
ceiling.
a
There
light.
just was never a ceiling or a plant from the ceiling. And so he's like, if you don't like it, I'll take you right down. I just want to see if you like it. And I was like, sure, why not? What the fuck? I'm 18, It's what we do at 18. You do things that
Sure,
you
what the fuck?
wouldn't normally do.
Oh, I
Because
can't
I was
talk about what I
raised.
did earlier than
Well, I
that,
was
though.
raised in a very conservative household. So yeah, what the fuck? So he ties my hands up, ties them up to the ceiling point. We proceed to have some fun and have some kinky sex. And I was hooked. I was done. That was it. That's all it took.
So did he suspend you, or was it a partial suspension?
I was on the
Oh.
ground. I was like on my knees, like sitting on the ground, and my arms were just up in the air.
Right. You were on your
hanging.
knees.
Yes.
So okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
I
okay.
wasn't suspended.
You were
I
holding
was.
but you were holding the floor down. Got
I
it.
was holding the floor down
with your knees.
Yes.
And then
and my ass.
you were giving a speech and
Yeah.
yeah.
And so then we had fun, and
Do a
I was
microphone?
hooked. Like literally, I was hooked.
you were practicing for a podcast on your
Yes,
knees.
on
Gotcha.
my knees.
Right.
Yes.
With a mic in your face.
So from then on out, anybody that I was ever with, I looked for that. Like I looked to do these things
Yes.
because it was an instant thing. It just resonated with me. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was a community. Well, this was probably in 1993, 94.
Okay. Math.
So
I know how old I was.
I wasn't consent. I wasn't of legal age then.
Well-
Oh, I definitely wasn't.
yeah. So
I
there
can't
was
talk
no
about that either.
Okay,
Damn.
this was almost pre-internet. Like we had internet, but it really
That's internet
wasn't
times.
in.
It wasn't. It was like AOL chat if you were lucky.
If you were lucky enough to have internet to your home,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
lucky enough
We
to have
didn't
owned
have
a
a lot of PCs,
computer
right.
that would connect to it.
Right.
It was not connecting to the internet. You had
Technically, I'm
computers, but
older
yeah.
than Google.
I had 95, Windows
So-
95. That was like our PC.
right.
Had Windows 95 on it.
So
had
this
a
was
Commodore
before
64.
I had
Wow, of
access
course
to
you
the internet. So
Right.
there was no
Yeah.
Google search. There was no community to look for. It was literally
Same.
I mean, the
I wouldn't
only
have known
way
where to look. I
well, the
wouldn't
only
have
way you got any information was to go behind the curtain at the mom and pop video stores.
Ooh, I have a story about that too.
And if you were brave enough to go behind the curtain, then you found videos
Yes.
that had these things.
Right.
Or if you were brave enough to walk into the seedy sex shops that sold toys.
This is
Then-
after 18, right?
This is after 18. Then you were able to see the magazines that were based off this. And there were ads in the magazines, and there was stories in the magazines. And this is how you got your education back then.
Right.
And so you literally were hands-on, trial and error. There were not I'm sure there were communities, but they were not as easily accessible. You didn't know
Yeah.
about them unless somebody brought you in.
That's my problem.
And it was
That's what
also
happened to me. I
it was
never
also
knew
in the
there
big
was one.
cities too. Like
It
if
was
you
only in
live-
the big cities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't have that in the small towns.
No. And I was not in a big city at the time.
I
And of
am
course, you were
from-
18 when you did this. None of us
Yeah.
did that in high school.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, none of us did.
No,
I did.
I'm saying I didn't.
Oh wait, we're
Right.
not allowed to because we weren't 18, right? Wink,
Right,
wink,
yeah,
nudge,
exactly.
nudge.
Yeah.
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 I'm
Who are
from
you?
the
What?
town where the club that someone just bought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from that town,
Oh, yeah.
so there's
there really wasn't.
there's really nothing
no.
there. Huh.
And
Go
so
over
it
where
just
I'm
built
from.
from
It's the
that.
beach.
So I built my experience with experience. There were no classes. There was no training. There was you did something and it either worked or it didn't. And you had to find the people that it worked for.
I could only find vanillas.
So,
okay.
yeah. So
I'm gonna cry in my corner for a minute.
that was my upbringing for years, was VHS tapes, which then converted to DVDs, the magazines and the CD shops, until you got to the AOL chats, and then you could try to connect.
Yes,
But I was never one of those role play kind of persons. And that's what a
I'm not
lot of
either.
them were,
That's
where
right.
they
Yeah.
wanted to role play. Like they wanted you to come in as a person that didn't exist and be a person that didn't exist.
lie
and that's
about your
never,
ASL and you
but
know.
that's never been in my persona.
mean,
I've never resonated with that. I got invited to play D&D once. I was never invited back again.
Wow. It's hard.
Yeah,
I was
didn't
in theater,
mesh
so
well.
I was able to.
Yeah.
You got to find a good DM.
Weasel it. Yeah.
I hate
No,
DMs.
it was me. I'll fully admit it was
It's hard.
me.
You have to be like a theater kid to be able to do it.
Right.
You got to be okay
Or
with
have
acting.
an awesome DM.
Sometimes DMs can inspire that in people. It's about
I
the
think
people.
we know a good DM.
I know a few good DMs. It's
Yeah,
about the
there's a-
players too.
What?
Okay.
Anyways,
He's touting
I
he's touting
just
his friend.
drink
Don't worry about it.
and roll the dice, and they tell me what happens. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's how you got to play
That's
it.
kind of
See?
how I was.
See, that's how you got to play it.
It's
That's how kinda I
inspiring.
All my
played,
friends
yeah.
are they like that. So there you go. But
Oh,
you
there
can't
you
be
go.
with you can't be with
No.
super serious people.
No,
like-
I was with super serious people that like
Yeah,
this
she
was their
plays.
outlet.
She plays with them. I don't.
sometimes,
play
yeah. So, no, dude,
Yeah.
I put on accents. I have my
Yeah,
character.
no,
I'm wearing an outfit. Yeah, I'm like doing a thing. I have an accent. I have a backstory. The
Yeah,
whole
fuck
thing.
them
And he's like,
people.
just pick one for me.
So I never had access to a community
I didn't. Yeah.
until probably 2010.
Wow.
This makes me feel better about things.
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
And that was
commiserate.
because I created the community. Because where I lived
Oh, that's
in
right.
Alabama, the closest communities were an hour in each direction.
Oh shit.
And the laws up there are still ass backwards.
Yeah, that's Alabama.
You know, and so people are still very underground. They didn't advertise their in order to go to a play party, because there were not public dungeons. In order to go to a play party, you had to be vetted. In order to be vetted, you had to go to munches. You had to attend so many munches.
Yep.
They had to get to
They
know
had
you.
to exist.
You had to exist, and then they could bring you and invite you to a play party.
Yep.
And even then, you were probationary. And then after that probationary, you were a member and you
Right.
could openly come to these play parties. That was just in 2010.
Yes.
And that still exists in that area.
Wow.
To
Kinda
this
how it
day,
is.
people cannot access play parties unless they're vetted through munches.
Right. And I was in Jacksonville around 2010, and they're the same exact way
Yeah.
that time.
So from 1993 to 2010, all of the 99% of the bulk of my experience is just that experience. It's trial and error. It's learning from other people. What are they bringing to the table? What can I learn from them? What can I teach them? And then your bag of tricks gets bigger based on the people that you run into and the people that you play with, and and what works for you with them, what worked for them with you, and things like that, because you still didn't attend a class. Like, I don't think I attended my first BDSM class until 2010.
Right. Yep. That's interesting. There's the difference there, but it's still about the same for us, I think.
Not for me.
For me, it's about the same time as you. It was about 2010 when I moved here and started going to the local place where we hang
Watering
people
hole.
up. Yeah.
The watering hole.
The local
yeah.
place where we, so,
Tie
Yep.
people up and do bad things to them.
yeah.
Or good things, depending
Or
on
good
how
things.
you,
Right.
Consensual.
Naughty things.
Yeah,
Consensually
naughty
naughty
things.
things.
Consensually.
And so the only reason I found the two outlying communities is because of the website. I stumbled on the website.
Same here.
I'm one of the, my number's so small on that website. If you look at the member number, it's insanely small because of how early I joined that site when it first started.
I gotta look at my original number.
You got to look at your original number. And that's what led me to go, well, what's in the area? Because, there's a search bar. So you're going to search for local people. That's what made me realize there were two places, but they are over an hour away. So I found a couple of people in our area. We just started our own. But that came with its own obstacles because the two existing places didn't like newcomers. And so you had to be vetted
Sweet.
through the two groups that already existed. So there was two people. There was a couple, an MS couple, a master slave couple that ran one of the local groups that was an hour away. And I knew that our group had made it and our group was established when they played in my
recognized you.
home. They played
Really?
in my home.
Wow.
They're title holders.
Wow.
And they played in my
In your-
home.
How many?
Yeah, that's rad.
How many people were in your local area at that time?
When we hosted what we called shindigs, which they're still called that, we would have sometimes 30, 40 people at our shindig.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
They're
At
all
house.
and they were all vetted. They went to Munches beforehand, or
In Alabama.
In Alabama. Well, because the play party was in my home.
Yeah.
because there's no public play space.
Right.
And
Better
so in
be
order
vetted.
for me to allow somebody to know where I lived,
You got to know that.
I wanted to vet them.
Yeah.
There's all 30. Okay.
Yeah. So they had all
We know 30
attended at
people
least.
from our local munches and whatever.
We're
That
not vetting
makes
them,
sense.
though.
No, I could.
I'm not letting all these people in my house.
No. I could vet them pretty quick, though.
Yeah. Well, now it's easy
Yes,
to vet.
no, yes, no, yes.
Well, even that, I'm just super picky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like our little.
But see, I had to
group.
learn to not be so picky because I was trying to grow a community.
Yeah, that
Right.
too.
Not
It
just
depends,
grow. I was growing an actual community.
And that's why, Dame, you're a much better person than I am.
Yeah.
I'm very selfish.
But it worked. It still exists.
Right.
Yeah.
Up there.
And they're still
so you
doing-
said something
Still-
that lasts.
So
Yeah, it
there's
still
no,
exists.
no public places, still people's houses.
There's one.
One.
In one of the cities that's established, there is one, but it's not public. You still have to be vetted to get in. They don't open it
Right.
to the public.
That's
Just
good.
think about how cool that is. You established a community where there was no community. So think about all the people that must have gone through there now
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
who didn't have a resource like that.
There's people that are established in the community now that first came to like our thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't think
If
about
anybody,
it like that.
yeah,
But
if anybody
yeah.
would have done that where I was from, I probably wouldn't have been in this serial monogamous vanilla relationships, and I would have gotten in at the time I should have gotten in,
Yeah.
which was
And don't get me wrong, we didn't have all the
let's say
answers.
just at
Yeah.
18.
We fumbled through our way of doing it. We used
Yeah.
a lot of like there was 4 of us who did this
But you
together.
tried.
Yeah. And so we evidently were not smart enough to look for the big city communities to model after. We just kept it pretty local and just we didn't broaden like how other people do it. In a way I wish that we had. And then in a way I'm glad we didn't because it kept it true to the area and the people that were from that area.
That's important. It the whole idea of reading from we have like local news, little not newspapers, but they're like weekend papers where you can find events going on and whatever. So I would always read like the back page of
Yes.
these local
It's always
papers.
in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was young, so let's say I was 18, and reading the backs of those, and in a relationship, and I was just a teenager. So I didn't realize these are real people. I always thought like, oh, this is a joke, or oh, it's going to be dangerous. Same thing with AOL chat. These
Yeah.
aren't real people. This is dangerous. And I never sought it out. I knew it existed, but I thought those people aren't my people. They're not for me. They are fake. They're somewhere else. They're far away. They're in a different city. They're not near me. I'm never going to be able to find these people.
Well,
and
now,
I gave
see,
up.
I
That was it.
I grew up in this environment. I say grew up in this lifestyle, thinking that everything that I saw in magazines and everything I saw in movies, that was fake. Because it's the same as making a movie or watching a play. They're doing it for money. So these people don't really, this isn't real. What they're doing is not real because they're making money off of it.
Yeah.
And then I'd draw inspiration, of course. Like that was some cool shit that they just did. I want to try that. But to me, those were not real dynamics. Those were not real scenes.
That's
Those
right.
were not real things.
You knew it existed too because that was your first experience. It happened to you. Somebody tied you up.
Somebody tied me up. I didn't know it existed until somebody tied me up.
I'm the one who always wanted to be tied up.
Yeah.
And everybody thought I was nuts. Like, you what? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I guess I don't want that. And then I thought, I'm never going to find people like me who want to do this. They must not exist. And I would see
No.
them in Las Vegas and New York City and Berlin. And I didn't think it was real.
And see,
I
and
thought
I didn't
was like
think it
big
was
communities.
real
You had to be a big city
Yeah.
to have that.
as a community
Yeah.
because
didn't know
I
it was
only had personal
Yeah, I
experiences.
thought it was like
That
porn and it was
was-
all on
Yeah. For
shows.
me, realizing that people actually did this and they talked about
in
it,
real life.
and I was like, "What?"
Like your
'Cause I
neighbor.
felt like you when I watched the porn. I had the VHS tapes. I had a friend that was like one
started
of those
with hentai.
guys.
But see, I don't like that.
No,
like it.
I didn't start. Who are you talking about?
I started with hentai.
Oh yeah, you poor thing.
hilarious.
I had a friend, one of those guys that was in and out of jail all the time. The guy was just as soon as he turned old enough, he would go into those back rooms with the little thing, and he would steal movies for us. And he'd be like,
It's a
"Hey,
good
what do you
friend.
guys want?" And I'm like, "All right, let me get some of these." And I'm like watching it, and I'm like, "That's really boring." And I was like, "Hey, do you see any one of the ones with the leather and the chains and stuff?" It's like, "Yeah." I'd be like, "Give me a couple of those." I still remember the name of the first movie that I watched.
I remember
was
you talking
like-
about this.
I was like, it's called Cinderella in Chains.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lesbian BDSM porn.
Yep. Women tying each other up.
That's
It was not even that. It was
I thought you said
mistress,
they were-
and she had subs. And the mistress left and told the subs to do something, and the head sub was with the new sub, and she's like, "You got to do what I say, because I was here longer." She ties her up, does stuff to her, bites her nipples, and it's like, "Oh shit!"
This is where he gets that from.
And
now
then-
I know.
Yeah,
this
it
is
all
the
makes
thing.
sense when you think about where you came from.
Yeah.
Because the porn and the magazines that I was drawn to all had male submissives.
Oh shit!
Ah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, it was one of those. The older submissive was like dark and tan. She was like almost a foot taller than the new girl submissive. She was like short and pale and blonde haired. But anyways, when the mistress came back, she was like, "What are you doing?" Because she caught him in the middle. And then she's like, "Well, now that you did that to her, she gets to do it to you." She tied her up to stocks and made
Did
the
they make,
new.
no.
No, she made the no, not even that. It was like it was realer than
Made me
that.
spit wine all over my mic.
Because she made the new girl
You're
submissive bite the older girl submissive's nipples, and I was like, oh, and it looked like she was actually biting them because she was making the faces like, ooh, you're not supposed to do it like that. So yeah, that's all I remember. It was good.
Yeah, looking back, I always loved the male bottoms.
I didn't get those tapes.
Oh,
The female tapes. It was good. Yeah, but back in the store,
back in the store
With the-
behind the
what I
curtain.
mom
I'm
and
telling
pop
you.
shop with the curtain. Yeah.
And it wasn't
he would
the
go there
big
and steal the
names.
movies.
It wasn't the big names. You had to find the mom and pop shops and the
Yep.
little strip malls, the
Yep.
little strip places
Yeah.
that had a curtain.
Well, actually, he was so crazy. This dude, they didn't have porn, but he would still move DVDs and movies from Blockbuster too. This guy was reckless.
All right, the
we
place
would have
I
got
grew up-
porn. If Blockbuster had porn, we would have got porn. But speaking of hentai, remember the old like Suncoast
Video.
the stores, the music places?
Yeah.
Those were
Oh,
the first
yeah.
places back in the day where they would have anime DVDs. And nobody knew about anime all the time, so the hentai was in
With the
And
anime.
nobody knew.
and like the kids could go buy it, but he would go there and
They're
steal those movies too.
This is porn.
So he got my
Oops.
Yeah.
my
Cartoon porn.
Yes, he would get my first like
Tentacle
kinky porn.
Yeah.
and he was the first one that got me my hentai.
Nice.
And this used to be like Angel of Darkness, like tentacle fucking
Yeah,
porn.
like Blue Girl was my first
it
one.
would be like rated R, like
great.
parental advisory, but it'd be right there where the kids could buy it.
Yeah.
Like parents weren't paying attention. It was just this dude was ruthless. He's probably still in and out of jail now.
We didn't have to do that. I'm sure other people did, but where I grew up was more. It's still more of a city, so it's not like weaseled back in the corner of somewhere. We had it was a. I don't actually know if it's still open. If anybody Googles this, they'll know it's called XTC Super Center, and I knew about it from when I was young. So on my 18th birthday, my boyfriend
went.
was like, "Where do you what do you want to do?" And I might have just said this. I don't think he asked because he didn't give a shit. I'm like, I want to go to XTC Super Center on my 18th birthday. Like, that's where I'm going. I'm going to buy a pack of cigarettes and I'm going to XTC Super Center. So I went, and right in the front, it's it's all the porn and everything. It just didn't even matter. And they had all the bondage stuff. I didn't understand what rope was, so that wasn't like a thing. But I knew about
Yeah.
collars. I knew about
See, I grew
whips
up in
and
the
floggers.
lifestyle with leather and chains and metal.
Yeah, I
I
had
didn't
metal.
grow up with rope.
No, not rope.
Yeah.
I had metal and leather. Yeah, exactly. So I bought my first paddle, and I actually still have it. It's my little leather ouch paddle. It says ouch on it.
It says ouch.
And I have
love it.
My own leather collar. And so if you
Okay.
ever see me wear a collar, collaring's an official thing usually for people, but I bought my collar on my 18th birthday. It is mine. If I'm wearing it, it's like I collared myself. It is mine, and it's just this big thick collar, and it's got the little ring on the front of it. I love that thing so much. It was
Well,
like
yeah,
my
of
mark of
course
my
you do.
independence. And then my
Yeah.
boyfriend thought I was nuts. Everybody else, I hid it. I kept it, squirreled away somewhere so nobody could see it. And I was like never able to talk about it again.
So we're going to pick up on that next time. Campy Kinksters, our lovely subscribers and downloaders and streamers. We'll do part 2 later at some point. Hopefully we'll pick up here soon with the more recent episodes. Probably have the second part next time just to not leave y'all hanging. But please continue to stream and download and rate us on all your apps wherever you're listening to this. And we'll talk to you more recently. It's not live, but more recently soon. Bye for now. And hello.